All right, so this is Demola Oyele, welcoming you to this life-changing episode of Leaders Aright. It's a beautiful day, and I do hope that you are enjoying the best of the day in your endeavor, your career, business, leadership, and what have you. Thank you for joining me on this broadcast, and today I want us to continue further on our discussion on how to become a business leader or becoming a business leader part 3. And last episode I emphasized that it is important you learn to put or deploy leadership into your endeavor if you really want to make results happen. And today I want to further run on that because I was trying to quote Isaiah 54 verse 103. That's why I have my phone here. I want to quickly still talk about that scripture again because by the way, if you have not listened to the last episode, you may want to go back to it so that you can be on the same page with me today. And so Isaiah 54 verse 3 to be precise, verse 2 was the responsibility that you need to take for the expansion that God is bringing to your life and to your business. Remember that God promised that you will break forth on the right and on the left and all of that. But before that breaking forth will happen, which was verse 3, or which is verse 3 of that Isaiah 54, there is something you have to do. And it's more like an instruction. Alright, so Isaiah 54, permit me to hold my phone and read from here. Alright, verse 2 says, enlarge the place of your tents. That is responsibility there. And let them stretch forth the curtains of your habitations. Spare not, lengthen your cords, and strengthen your stakes. So I coined out those statements as leadership responsibility that you have got to take if you would make success out of your business or whatever endeavor for that matter. Remember that the prophecy or the blessing is God's, but the responsibility that we bet or that will make that prophecy or blessings to manifest practically, the responsibility is yours. And that is what leadership is about. Taking responsibility for your destiny of greatness in God. There is no gainsaying the fact that you have been ordained to be great. Your life, your business, your career, whatever you do, your ministry, your church is ordained to be great, but you have got to take responsibility or leadership responsibility to ensure that that greatness become a reality. So I was able to look at that Isaiah 54 verse 2 to come up with words or statements of responsibility that I need you to take for that business, no matter how big or how small that business might appear to be. So I've just read it in King James Version. It says, enlarge the place of your tent, which I told us last episode. Enlarge. Don't think small. You know, enlargement must happen in your mind before it happens in your life. Because verse 3 says you will break forth on the right and on the left. So that is God saying you will enlarge. There is an enlargement I'm bringing your way in this month of November, in this final phase of year 2020. That is the enlargement I've planned for you. But you have got to enlarge something. So you need to prepare yourself for enlargement that God is bringing by ensuring that you enlarge the place of your tent. He said, let them stretch forth the curtains of your habitation. So there is enlarge, there is stretch forth. The word stretch, like I told you last episode, is to do more than you normally would do. To stretch means to increase your capacity. Alright, to increase your capacity. He said, let them stretch the curtains of their habitation. He says, spare not, don't hold back. Do that thing that you have been afraid of. Don't hold back. You want to open a new outlet, don't hold back. You want to apply for bigger funds, don't hold back. All right, you want to advertise your business, your church, your ministry. Don't hold back. Don't spare. Spare not. Because once you spare, once you hold back, you will keep yourself from the destiny of greatness that God has ordained for you. Say, lengthen your cords and strengthen your sticks. So we see enlarge, we see stretch, we see spare not, we see lengthen, and we see strengthen. But permit me to read it, all right, from two other versions. That is New English Translation. He said, make your tent larger. And that's an instruction for you. Make your tent larger. As a pastor, increase the number of chairs in your church and watch God fill it with people. How can you be saying you want your church to grow to 100 or to 200 and you still have 25 chairs in your church? You want them to sit on each other? It is not possible. So why the attendance is still 15 now and you are believing God for 100? Can you make room for it? Because until you make room for growth, growth will not happen. Whether it's in your business, in your career, in your work, in your ministry, or whatever it is you do, until you make room for growth, growth will not happen. So New English Translation says, make your tent larger. For a pastor who has his own building, it can be go and do extension in preparation for the growth you are asking for. That is leadership that you are putting in place for the blessing to manifest. As a business person, you can enlarge your business area, enlarge all of that and all that. He said, and let them stretch forth. Say, stretch your tent curtains farther out. Spare no effort. Lengthen your ropes and pound your stakes deep. Let me read one more version before I continue the teaching. Easy English version. It said, make bigger the place that your tent covers. Did you see that? Easy English version. Make bigger the place that your tent covers. Make the curtains of your tent wider. Do not make it smaller. In business, we don't scale down, we scale up. Except for some exceptional cases that scaling down is a necessary thing to do for a major scale up. Do you understand? So don't scale down. Don't reduce. Don't scale down. Don't say, well, we have to cut down. Don't scale down. Except on some exceptional cases that scaling down is a necessary step to scale up in a much bigger way. He said, make the curtains of your tent wider. Do not make it smaller. Did you get what I said? It is month of November. In this final latter part of year 2020, do not make it smaller. 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 If you are to rent another shop, rent a bigger shop. If you are to get another facility for your church, get a bigger one. Yes, say Pastor Demola, how? It's by faith. God doesn't lead us backward, he leads us forward. He's always upwards and forward. He's always bigger and better. He's always from one level of glory to another. So don't make it smaller. Yes. He said, even though where I am now, I've not maximum, don't make it smaller. That's the instruction. Make the sides longer and make the pegs of your tent stronger. Very quickly, I want to speak to that statement. Just one of them because of my time. Strengthen your stakes. That's what KJV calls it. This is English version says, make the pegs of your tent stronger. So I want to speak to strengthening your stake. All right, strengthening your systems or structure. Do you understand? You know, we talk about make it wider, make it bigger, don't make it smaller. But can I talk about make it stronger? Because after all said and done, is it the strength of your stake, the strength of your structure, the strength of your system, the strength of your whatever it is you are doing that will carry the weight of the expansion that God is bringing. Because expansion actually is a weight. The blessing is a weight. Glory is a weight. Business growth is a weight. Church growth is a weight. And this weight, all right, leadership says you have got to strengthen what will carry the weight. So very quickly, I want to speak to that word, strengthen your stake. And I want to discuss it very quickly as it relates to life and business. What are those things you need to strengthen in your operations at the moment? Some may want to strengthen their publicity. All right. Some may want to strengthen their human relation aspect of their business or whatever it is they do. Some may want to strengthen their service delivery. Now, it doesn't matter what kind of business you are doing. It doesn't matter what level of, everybody can strengthen something, because you are as strong as your weakest link. Your business is as strong as your weakest link. Just like we normally say in a chain is as strong as its weakest link. That means that weak link or weakest link can affect the entire structure or the entire stability of the chain. So the same thing for your business, your career, your ministry, your church, or whatever it is you do. What are those areas you need to strengthen? A pastor may have to strengthen his outreach. A pastor may have to strengthen his follow-up. A pastor may have to strengthen his pastoral care so that God can add more. A business person may want to strengthen his financial management skill. A career person may want to strengthen his skills. So whatever it is in your life, in your business, in your career, that is not measuring up to the growth that you are expecting, you have got to strengthen it. There are some strengthening that you will do by yourself. There are some that you will require the help of an expert. They told me in the world of church ministry, of course, maybe leadership in general, there is a blindness of focus. All right. There is a blindness of focus. There is an excuse of familiarity. The things you are familiar with or you are so focused on, you may not know what is not working well. As a pastor, when my friends come to visit our church, I want to ask them after their visit, what do you notice in our church? There are some things I may not notice because I've been so used to the church. Of course, that is not an excuse anyway, because a leader must see the way an outsider see. If I was taught in church work, in church growth, that you should learn to see your church with the eye of a guest. There are some things we overlook in church, but when a new person comes, that's the first thing he spots. The same thing applies to business. There are some things you overlook in your business because you have been so used to it. When your new client comes, that's the first thing they want to notice. It can be as simple as a cobweb or cobwebs hanging around your business premise. You may not notice that because you are used to it. But the first thing a client will want to spot is that. So whatever it is, that's why some strengthening will come by your own doing, your own effort. But there are some you have to require the help of an external party. It can be an expert. It can just be a friend that you want to allow him or her to check, what do I need to strengthen? But you don't even need to wait until you have an external party. All right, you must do an assessment of your operation. All right, no matter how big or how small the business or the endeavor is, do an assessment of your operation. And if you are a business owner, you have people who are working with you, you necessarily need to do some inspection. Because people don't do what you expect, people do what you inspect. All right, people don't do what you expect, they do what you inspect. So when you inspect your operations, all right, you are able to see areas that needs to be strengthened. You are able to see areas that need to be strengthened. You are able to see areas that you need to brace up or improve. And you must be brutal about it. You must be brutal. Don't be lenient on yourselves. Of course, you can't be lenient on others in the spirit of unity and love and all that. I wouldn't even want to encourage that. You need to balance love with standards. Do you understand? But that's a subject for another day. So check your operations. Where do I need to strengthen? Where am I not doing too well? As an employee, what area of my work engagement is my boss constantly complaining about? Maybe my responsiveness to task, maybe the timeliness of my delivery of task, maybe my attitude to work, maybe my sense of organization, maybe my sense of promptness in coming to the office or doing whatever it is I need to do. So you got to ask, because until you strengthen your stakes, strengthen those areas that are not, Hebrews chapter 12 told us that. He says, strengthen the hands that is hanging down. Lift up the hands that hangs down and strengthen the feeble knees. He said, make straight paths for your feet, so that which is lame may not be turned out of the way, but rather let it be healed. That's Hebrews chapter 12. And that's the instruction for business leaders. Make straight path for yourself. All right. Make straight path for yourself. Strengthen the hands that hangs down. Lift up the hands that hang down. Areas that are hanging down, that are not doing well. Strengthen the feeble knees. Your publicity, your human relation, your advertisements. All right, your operations, your service delivery. All right, your preaching as a pastor, your music department as a church. All right, strengthen those areas, because before God brings expansion, He needs us to strengthen our stakes. And I'll conclude with Isaiah chapter 40 from verse 1 to 5. Perhaps one aspect or one part of those verses of scriptures I love so much is a part that I believe you also like, that is the part that says, the glory of the Lord shall be revealed in your life, and all flesh shall see it. Everybody wants to claim that. Isaiah 40 verse 1 to 5. I think verse 4 or verse 5 says, the glory of the Lord shall be revealed in your life, and all flesh shall see. And that is what every business owner wants. That is what every career person wants, every pastor, every minister of the gospel. You want the glory of God to be visibly manifested in your life. But don't forget, even though most times we read those places or those verses, we read them in a hurry. He said, Isaiah 40 from verse 1. He says, speak, he said, comfort ye my people, saith the Lord. Speak comfortably to Jerusalem. Tell her that her warfare is accomplished, that she has received from the hands of the Lord double for her sin. He said, every mountain shall be made low. That is leadership. Areas that are proven as mountains, make them low. Every valley shall be exalted. Areas that are not doing up to expectation, let them be exalted. The crooked shall be made straight, the rough shall be made smooth. He said, afterwards the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and no flesh will see. So look at your business, look at your career, look at your church and ministry. Areas that are mountainous that need to be beaten low, areas that are valleys that need to be propped up, areas that are crooked that needs to be strengthened, and areas that are rough that need to be smoothened. When you do that, you will discover that you have made allowance for business expansion. Then of course you have added leadership that will cause the blessing of God to manifest practically in your business and life endeavor. I hope I have made some sense today. I encourage you to go over this broadcast again and see how you can apply it practically to your own area of operation. Till I meet with you again on the next episode of Leaders Arise, don't forget to feed me back on your comments and your questions as I look forward to having another great time with you at the next episode. Bye for now.